place is stunning. I'm on the Gower Peninsula. I'm at a little village called Oxwich, and this is Oxwich Bay. I'm just about to see what's going to be an absolute brilliant sunset. Anyway, we're down here tonight and we're going to have our tea down here. Absolute stunning place. Boats are moored up in the distance. The kettle is on. I'm about to just do myself a brew. But tonight I'm going to use another really nice piece of kit, and I've had this years, and it is a fold away barbecue. So basically it fits in your rucksack really nice, and all you do is just unfold it. That's your base, and then on there that's your barbecue itself. Pull it out, pop it in. Okay, then there's a couple of little pieces that goes in the bottom to stop the coals falling through. Then you've got your griddle. Oh, my kettle's boiled. Right, here we go. Let's just put that together. And then your coals sit on top of that bit. Then you've got, just let me pull this kettle off. There we go. Whee! Brew's ready. Remember from the previous video, the amazing Kelly kettle. Okay, but that's just good timing, because that means I can use that fire now to light this. And this one is your actual grill bit, so that sits on and you can grill on that. But that's not the main thing I'm using. I've got a second piece of kit in here. Whoop, Sam's all getting in the bag. And it's this thing, and I picked it up from none other than Lidl, okay? And basically, it's a skewer rack, okay? But what's really cool about it, it sits on the top perfectly on the barbecue. But, I had it upside down, okay? But if you look at the edges there, it has ridges cut in. So when your skewers are in, it locks them into place. So you can do quarter turns with your skewers like so. So quarter turn, rotate it a little bit more, quarter turn, it's locked in. Quarter turn, slide it that way. So it's great for basically, you know, sometimes you put your kebabs on the grill, they roll all over the place and you tend to get one side cooked more than the other. Whereas with this, you can evenly cook your kebabs by just doing quarter turns. Okay, so that's that bit of kit. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to throw some coals in here, and then I'm going to get this lit, and then I'm going to make lamb kebabs, lamb shish kebabs. Absolutely love them, absolutely, oh, they're gorgeous. But let's just get this lit, and then we'll start putting the flavouring together for the kebabs. Got a bit of spare coal there. That's a bit of mixture of coal, this, because it's just ender bags. You can see all the fine stuff in there, which I'm not really going to use. But what I did do, because I knew it was all fine because it was the end of the bag, I basically threw some briquettes in, which will more than enough. I don't really use briquettes that often. Just doing something like a kebab like this, they tend to burn too long, they're too big. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to throw that into there. Whoa. Watch, don't melt my tart. That's, I'm just going to move that out the way a little bit. It's a bit close to my tart. I put the tarp on the ground because I forgot my blanket. There we go. So throw that in there like so. Pile of coals on top. And then give it a while, 20 minutes or so. Them coals are lovely and white. And then we can start cooking. There we go. So I'm just going to leave that for now. Okay. I'm going to have myself a quick brew. And then we've got all these spices and what have you. Oh, before I just cut off, well, it's on my thoughts. I've been getting quite a few questions on the comments, mainly on other, not necessarily YouTube, but Facebook and what have you. People have seen these on my videos, and I've got a few of them. Now, I bought it, and they're asking, where do you get your utensil holders from? Now, it's not technically a utensil holder. It's for hanging me oil lamps, me hurricane lanterns, paraffin lamps, whatever you want to call them. Basically, cool piece of kit, screws together, like so. And there's 4 pieces, but you can take other pieces from other holders, and then you've got a big holder. Now I am going to actually get some made, same design, but a lot stronger, because my gear gets used all the time. That's what I was telling a lady the other day. I bought these, literally, I needed something to hang my lanterns on, so I thought they were pretty cheap. They were about 12 quid on Amazon. I thought, do you know what, I'll give that a try, and I tell you what, they've been really good. So yeah, you'll have seen me hanging all sorts from them. Like, you know, you stick that in the ground, yeah. It's got like a double thing, so I don't know what it's going to be like on sand, but I'll give it a try. But it sticks into the ground and it's nice and solid. So bang into the ground, and I have been hanging utensils on them. But it is, if you want to order one, it is a lantern hook, not a utensil hook. So yeah, people have quite a few comments on it, and especially when I've got my spice bag on it. So my spice bag, it's basically folds up nice and neat, rolls out. Oh, I've got sand in there, get that out. Okay, and in there, obviously, I've got my salt, my pepper, my different spices, my oil, fine salt, parsley, coriander. I've got one empty there. That is for my paprika, which I've got here, and I'm going to pour that in, but I ran out of paprika. That holds on there very nicely. Also, I have my utensil roll on another one. So yeah, people have been asking about this. It's very, very simple. It is just a lantern hook, advertised as a lantern hook. I've got it off Amazon, very, very cheap. But yeah, it is a cool piece of gear. I do love it. But now you know where it comes from, if anybody else is curious. Again, if you see my gear, please leave comments in the description. I'll leave whatever, and you've got your comment section underneath. If you want to know where I've got something from, a lot of my stuff is donkey's years old. I've been using it forever. Once you find something that really works, especially with knives and things like that, you tend to stick with what you've got. And I don't like going out buying a new knife, because I'm used to the ones that I use. So yeah, anyway, that's that. So if anything else or anything I'm using, you want to know where I've got it from, just put a comment on. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I can't always reply straight away. Bearing in mind I'm constantly travelling. So I've just come from North Wales to South Wales. We were on the Gower Peninsula. I was on Snowdonia last week, was on Anglesey the week before. So yeah, leave comments, and thanks for your nice comments, by the way. I've had some nice comments this week. It's really weird. I just opened my laptop, it was about 1 in the morning. Not actually opened my laptop for a week. 1 o'clock in the morning, opened it up, boom, loads of lovely messages. So thanks very much. Right, I'm going to get off now. I'm going to get me... oh, excuse me, I've got a bit of smoke in there. Breathed it in. Right, so, and I'm going to pull my lamb out, I'm going to pull my ingredients out, and then I'll bring you back and I'll show you how I'm going to make this. It's kind of going to be like spicy, it's a shish kebab, but I'm trying to go, you know, if you've got a different recipe, let me know. But I'm just going to make how I make a shish kebab. So give me a second, I'll get set up, and I'll be with you in a minute. Right, let's make a simple marinade for this lamb. I've actually diced the lamb before it came. I don't like, we're on a beach. Knife laws in the UK are pretty strict. It's because of the knife crime that goes on around the country. So no, I don't bring knives to places like this. You'll see me cooking everywhere else. I've got a lovely set of knives. I'm here, so all my stuff has been pre-prepped. The lamb's been cut into and diced. My veggies are all cut down. My salad's cut down. Just because it's easier to cut it down at the tent, bring everything down to the beach in a backpack, and go from there. So right, let's make this simple marinade. My coals are going white there. They're nearly ready to cook on. Now normally I'd marinate the kebabs for, at least 6 hours, you know, overnight if I can. But to put this recipe together, and I thought, do you know what, I'm going to do it all on the beach. I could have marinated everything back at the tent. I could have filmed it at the tent. I mean, we're on a lovely site. We're on Oxwich campsite, which is a very reasonable site round here. Sometimes camping down here can be pretty expensive because it's just so beautiful. I mean, look behind me. The fishing over there is amazing. Sea bass off there. Mackerel, sea bass, you name it, pollock, you'll get it all just off them rocks, and they're bloody whoppers as well. Anyway, let's get on with it. Let's go, because I'm going to go fishing in a bit. I'm just going to let the tide's on its way in. It's not going to be in for at least another, well, it's going to be an hour before it gets to an hour before high tide. So I like to fish an hour before high tide and an hour after high tide with my spinners. So I've got an hour before that happens, so it gives me time to have something to eat. Right, simple ingredients. We'll go through the spices as I put them in, just get this off the rack. Grate that, keeps it out the mud if you're on wet ground, but here it keeps it out the sand. So that's my spice rack. I'm going to go through them, what spices I'm going to put in. Simple other little ingredients. I've got white vinegar, I've got mint sauce, I've got lemon juice. The paprika I'd normally have in a jar, but I've only just gone out and bought it. I'm going to use a bit of chili powder, a bit of cumin, a bit of cayenne pepper, and I'll throw a bit of coriander in as well. Now, normally I would include honey on this one, but I haven't got any. But it tastes just as good without honey. It's just that the honey gives it that little bit of sweetness that makes your lamb taste absolutely brilliant. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start off a little bit of vinegar, okay? I'm going to do it, this is the little Kelly kettle, comes with your Kelly kettle set, it's the part of the cooking kit. By the way, if you want to boil your Kelly kettle on, this is great for sticking your Kelly kettle on and boiling your kettle. You don't actually need the fire pit. Once this is going, I actually use the base off my Kelly kettle to put my brew on. Alright, anyway, so about a tablespoon of vinegar. So 2 cupfuls, it's about a tablespoon. Okay, then a little bit of lemon juice. Now this is going to kind of help the marinade get into the meat. Unfortunately, I haven't got much time to actually marinate it, as I said. Right, I'm just going to put a pinch or a teaspoon of paprika. My hands are filthy because I've been handling charcoal, so it just makes a mess of your hands. Now then, a teaspoon of turmeric. If you just remember this, is everything's a teaspoon. Great little jars, these. I can go weeks without filling them up. Right, so teaspoon of turmeric. Oh, I didn't put the cap back on. 1 second. Now then, chili powder. Now, it depends on you how much chili powder you're in. If you like it spicy, put a bit more in. If you hate spicy food, don't put it in. It won't change it. It's just an idea, you know. So I'm actually going to put about half a teaspoon in, because I'm also going to add cayenne pepper. Now, I like to use fresh chilies and stuff, and proper crushed garlic when I'm marinating it for a while. There we go, I've got to remember which one these tops go on. So half a teaspoon cayenne pepper. Bearing in mind we've got the chili powder in there, which is going to give it quite a bit of a kick, but not too much. Okay, a teaspoon of cumin. Oh, cumin's a bit not coming out. So there you go, teaspoon of cumin. Now then, I've normally done this already. Normally, get the sand off. I normally season my lamb way before I add it to the So there's your black pepper. It's not coming out too well. And then good old kosher salt. I'll give that just a couple of minutes. Normally I'll give it half an hour. Mix that in. There we go. Got a bit grey, this meat. It was lovely and pink when I actually chopped it up, but that was hours ago. And I've had it sat in the back of the car. Right now then, we're going to add some oil. Get the sand off. This is normal rapeseed oil. About 2 teaspoons. Well, tablespoon should I say. And a good old glug of mint sauce. Prefer fresh mint, but we're actually miles from really any shops, so the local shop here didn't have any. So there you go. One last thing I'm going to add. Right, I just had to cut the camera for a second there. Samantha was having a bit of a cough when she was filming. So what I've just added there is a good old glug of dried coriander. As I'm about to say, I don't know what I said, so I might have to change this on when I edit the video. I prefer fresh coriander, but it's not available in the middle of nowhere at the end of the day. The local shop's tiny, doesn't sell very much, just the basics. It sells actually more beach stuff than it does actually food and things. So you'd have to drive down to Swansea to actually get a decent shop. Right, anyway, so that's the basically the spices and the herbs, you know. Like I say, I'd normally a little bit of honey in there as well. That is absolutely gorgeous when you pop honey in it. But at the end of the day, and a little bit of corn flour as well, because what the corn flour does, as the meat's cooking, it helps the marinade to stick to the meat, so it kind of holds it a bit more rather than some of the marinade dripping off. Okay, I had to cut the video again there, okay. But anyway, I've added the lamb to the marinade. And all I'm going to do is just mix that up. Mix also, the marinated is covering all the lamb. There we go. Absolute lovely. God, I love lamb. Absolute love lamb. Right, so, marinade's in there. Your lamb's there. And what I tend to do is, I need some more coal on that, I think, because I am going to let it actually marinate for about 10-20 minutes. So by the time I've loaded some more coal into there, and that is then gone white, it'll be time to put it on the skewers, yeah, along with the, I've got in here some chopped onion and some green pepper, okay. I'm going to skewer that up with the lamb. And then it's time to cook. So once I've skewered it up, I'll bring you back, because skewering up is going to take about 10 minutes, and it just makes the video a bit too long. Right, just finishing off skewering up. I've got quite a few already done that. Lovely lamb. Basically, it's just the lamb. It's been marinated 20 minutes. I've had to throw some more charcoal on the barbecue. Just because it burnt out very, very quickly. It was just it was mainly because the actual charcoals were too small. It was what the remains of the bottom of a bag. I did throw some briquettes in there, thinking that, you know, they'd do the trick. They would have done, but it's better to have more than enough than sort of run out of charcoal halfway through cooking and then your kebabs are not cooked proper. Right, so basically, on there, just onion. I've got some peppers, and we're good to go. We're good to go. I've got a couple of little tubs under there just to try and keep it out of the sand. The sand gets absolutely everywhere. It's not pretty nice when you get it in your tea. It's all gritty and horrible, as you know. Right, there we go. We're done on that. Okay. So, again, I've just put bit of fresh coal on there. I'm going to get my hands clean now, and yeah, they're all skewered up, and hopefully the sun is going down. The sunset was beautiful, by the way, just after we stopped filming. We really got lots of oranges, lots of pinks, and a few bits of purple in the clouds there. I've not brought my camera with me. I've only got my phone with me. I just wish I'd brought my proper camera, my Nikon. You know, because it's pretty beautiful. Anyway, let's let these coals settle. Let's get them all white, and then we'll get home and put the kebabs on. Right, coals are nice and white. Good, okay, we've got plenty of them. A little bit too much now. I could let them burn and let them go down a bit. But again, they're small, they'll burn down quite quickly. So I'm going to put the lamb on now. If it starts to burn, I'll lift it off again. But this is really cool because I can just lift this and place it straight on. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to do a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to turn it, lift it up like that. I've got it back to front, you know, and then it locks in at that end. I'm actually going to turn it round because I prefer it to lock in at this end. And every couple of minutes, I'm just going to lift them up and turn it a quarter where it locks into that quarter turn. So there we go, quarter, turn, a quarter. Couple more minutes, then I'll turn a quarter again. So turn a quarter, lock it in, turn a quarter, lock it in. Ooh, that one's not locked in. There we go. It's easier if you've got the locks at this end, which I'm going to do anyway. I'm just going to turn it all around. And a few minutes, I want some lovely, lovely shish kebab. Right, it's starting to go dark, but the lamb, I've just been turning it every few minutes. As you can see, it's absolutely cooked beautifully. Absolutely gorgeous. There we go. And now that's ready for taking off. And like any meat, just leave it 5 minutes to soften up. But what I'm going to do, well, that is, I'm just going to move them over there a second, because you can't have a kebab without a bit of bread. There we go. They're great, these, because they lock in, they don't fall off. When I used to do it before, you know, if your barbecue was on a slope, you end up with things rolling off, whereas this, the skewers, it's absolutely great. Tell you what I do like. I love shish kebab. I love chicken tikka. I'm going to make a video about that, about what spices go into that, and how I actually do my chicken tikka. But I do like koftas as well. And I got a nice little recipe that I got off a guy in Egypt, and he made the best koftas in town. I was in a place called The Hab, and he was a street vendor, and his kofta sandwiches, they're absolutely amazing. Anyway, on with the pita bread. Now these 10 minutes, I've got a bit of sweet corn there, which is nearly ready as well. So I'm just gonna do them both sides, and I'm gonna pop all this meat into a little pan. There we go. And then what I can do with that, I can take the meat out as I want it, but I'm going to sit here for a while. The tide's nearly in. Don't know whether I can be bothered setting my fishing rod up. One thing I do is quite a bit of driftwood knocking about. So I'm going to take these off, have a bit. Whoa, didn't notice that. There we go. Let's pull that off somehow. We've got a bit of flame going then. It's not too bad, I'll have that one. But yeah, there you go. I've got a bit of salad, so to put salad on. Well, that's it. Lamb shish should I say. And if you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and please leave comments. Like I say, I've been getting quite a few, not just on YouTube but on Facebook and everywhere else as well. Even had a few emails. But if you like it, please like and subscribe, please leave a comment, and that's it for this one. We're back again.